started?
I did.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm the damn crazy one.
Welcome back. Hey, we've gained a few subscribers last time
We
I
did.
looked.
I've seen that.
Are those Russian bots?
No, one actually gave us a comment saying from an older video that we watched,
Yeah.
one of the Christmas ones we did
What they
during
say.
COVID. Kate Blanchett loves that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good factoid. Oh, it's not one of the hate comments.
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick, you brought us an awesome movie I had not heard of before, Dead Heat.
Yeah. I didn't hear of this. It was in Vinegar Syndrome's thing last month. Not a lot of people liked it apparently, but this one was good.
Yeah, what's wrong with those people?
I don't know.
1988.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 92. It felt more 92 to me, but
No, it's 88.
yeah,
I
88.
think it's time.
Hey, let's do these shots. I need some fortification right here. Cheers, fellas. Oh yeah. What's this movie about? What's it about?
It's a buddy cop movie with zombies.
Yeah,
They're
kind
not-
of.
Kind
Yeah.
of zombies, yeah.
Not really a zombie movie.
They're not eating people.
Yeah.
They just come back to life.
Yeah, they're reanimated corpses.
We start with these two goons, just absolute goons, robbing a jewelry store.
Let's do this.
Got their Uzis.
Yep, with the speed reload taped together clips. Just a detail I noticed. Just a detail I
Just
noticed.
the detail.
You know, when you have it,
I'm a connoisseur.
Yeah.
flip it around and
It's
it's
taped, two
back to
taped
back.
together.
Granted, you never see him do that because the magazines are bottomless. But
Bottomless
They're
magazine.
bottomless.
well, you saw him shooting and loading.
Oh.
on those
Just like
cars.
strip clubs in Florida. Bottomless. Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what you want.
Oh yeah.
You want to see the labias.
You don't want that
hanging out the
stank.
Oh no. No.
Well, I'm sure there was some stank going on here because they were corpses. We learned.
Yeah. Yeah, they were entirely corpses.
These guys are terrible jewel thieves.
Yeah.
When they come out, there's 100 cops surrounding.
They mowed down over half of them. And the buddy cops still get in trouble for running into them and a grenade exploding.
There's literally, they show a scene of the sidewalk, and there's just cop bodies like laid down in a row from this gunfight. But they're just standing there. I thought they had armor on at first, but no, they're just
Yeah, they're getting
getting
lit up.
pumped up full of bullets. And they're just like,
It's getting so the two dudes, they keep getting pummeled with bullets. They kill over 50 cops. One, the straight-laced cops, like...
Treat Williams.
Yeah.
Playing Roger Mortis, which is the most on-the-nose name for what's going to happen to him later in the movie. And then his buddy is Joe Piscopo.
Yeah. Bigelow.
Doug Bigelow?
Yeah.
Is his name Doug? Mortis and Bigelow. Great buddy cop names. And they're just cracking wise, That's what they do.
Cracking wise.
Joe Piscopo is playing more of the he's the jokester. The other one's playing a little bit more straight.
Eating a hamburger in the drive and everything. Switches to a hot dog.
Oh, yeah. But they killed the two dudes. They're getting in trouble. But then they find out the dudes that they killed, they were already
They
dead.
were already dead.
And that's when it gets weird.
They'd already been in the morgue.
Yeah, they
An
Yeah.
autopsy.
The lady uncovers them to reveal prior autopsy cuts.
And then the other doctor, she's the mortician or whatever. The other doctor comes in. He looks like a southern preacher.
Oh,
Full suit, double-breasted suit.
he's been in a lot of movies.
He's like, I think she's just not been here long enough, and
Yeah.
you're out of experience.
She messed up on signing them off the first time. They didn't die the first
Yeah.
time. It's crazy.
I mean, cut them open and everything. They were fine.
I think they got up and walked away after she went to
Yeah.
Lord. Yeah, that dude was super sleazy. I felt you could get a sense of. From the
Oh,
first
yeah,
second.
totally. Then they go and they start investigating. They somehow they find there's some drug in they find a drug in their system and they find out this company has bought a bunch of this drug
Yeah.
that nobody uses anymore. What does that mean? Go in there. There's the hot girl is in there. The hot blonde.
Yeah.
Because the whole scene, they break it down. They go from toe to head, coming up, and it's typical late 80s
And they're like,
sort of. Yeah, whoa.
And then it like pans up and like,
Awooga. Yeah, and it's kind of just a regular
yeah.
Kentucky 6, you know?
She definitely isn't 80s hot.
Mm-mm.
Because that's the next level. 80s
Yeah.
hot. No, not at all.
No.
But here's where we get to where it gets really good. There's a sealed off room. They're like, oh, that's for the toxic waste.
All just in the main hallway. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like
All just
right off. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It's right off the main hallway. Yeah, you're right. They're like, yeah. Joe Pisco, like, what's behind this? Oh, nothing. And then Joe Pisco's like, I gotta go piss. My teeth are floating.
Look at my back teeth are floating.
Breaks in there, goes, and there's just like this big circular room with this sort of altar with the thing on top of it. There's something on it with the sheet. You know, he pulls it off, and it's a fucking. It's a crazy
It's a three-faced fat man.
three-faced giant
Oh,
fat.
God. 2 nose.
zombie man.
Double mouth.
He's got 3 noses.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
3
it's a whole
noses,
Yeah.
nose.
Double wide
like
mouth.
4 eyes or something.
Really
Looks
good.
just like the Duke Nukem fucking.
Great makeup.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really good. Good stuff. Good wacky fight happens.
With what is it? Piscopo's the straight lace guy. Which
No.
one's the
No,
straight lace
Pisco
guy?
was the curly headed cut up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, prior to this, they go over the I can't say that word.
Asphyxiation
Room.
chamber.
Yeah.
Which is also right
They
off the main
used
hallway.
to-
Yeah,
It's
right next
with
to
the
it.
window, and that's what I thought was
They
like.
had
Hey,
a
you got
puppy.
people walking
They had a
by.
puppy in a cage. And they're
Yeah.
like, we use this to quickly and humanely kill. You're gonna drop an animal in a vacuum. That is not a pleasant way
It's
to die.
humane. It gets done in a
You're
couple
like
of seconds.
everything, like all of your insides go out all your orifices.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Like blood and water. And it's
Out of
just,
the eyes.
yeah, it's not a good
unpleasant.
way to die. It's really not.
It's humane.
That scene was like hard to watch.
But yeah, they've got a vacuum chamber, right?
just right off the main. You could accidentally
Yeah.
think he was in the bathroom or
Yeah,
something like
like,
that.
you could
know,
just
is this a
stumble
smoke
right
break
into it.
room?
There's
Yeah.
a puppy in a cage waiting beside that room during
Yeah.
that whole fight.
Yep. And so they're fighting this pig-faced man monster thing, and Tree Williams gets pushed into the asphyxiation room, and it gets turned on. He can't get out, and it's counting down the
Seconds.
the air-
Very
the level of
dramatically,
air
the
in there.
percentage, yeah.
95,
and
90.
Joe Pisco is just like beating the
The
triple
pig man.
faced man with the fucking the fire extinguisher over and over again. He's just hitting him with it.
Just waylaying. This fool
And then-
could have hit the button.
And then his buddy's dying, and he's got a gun. He could shoot the glass, I would assume.
Can't, lack of oxygen, can't ignite once pin hits the
If
bullet.
you've got
Not in the
55% oxygen left,
He's outside the room. He's not in it.
Oh, I'm talking about the dude
No,
inside.
he lost
sorry.
his
Yeah.
gun. I mean,
Okay.
they did make a point. Like, they showed
Yeah.
he dropped his gun.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why didn't why didn't you shoot it? He didn't have his gun. But then the guy on the outside has fucking. We could assume that he had already shot the triple face man.
So many times.
Ran out of bullets.
Yeah.
He's the only one in
Completely
this
just
movie to ever run out of
inexplicably.
bullets. But so yeah, he dies, and they're like, "Hey, let's just put him on." The doctor
This
chick
machine
shows
we
up.
just found.
Yeah, he's been dead for a while. All the cops show up. The mortician lady shows up. She's like, "Oh, it's an immortality machine. Put him in it."
Yeah,
you
this
know?
is just
Why
figures it out
I mean,
how to
he's dead
work
anyway.
it. Yeah, she
Types
figures
his
out how
name
to
in
work
and
it.
everything.
Oh yeah, it was literally like, what did he
Died
die
from
from?
asphyxiation. Oh,
What's his name?
we're good.
Click the rejuvenate button. They bring him back. They quickly figure out that he's not actually alive. He is undead.
There's something
Yeah.
wrong with the stethoscope.
But he's gonna melt in like 12 hours. Oh yeah,
12 hours.
yeah. So they.
Turns out he doesn't have 12 hours. It's a lot quicker.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of running around looking for things.
Yeah.
he's a zombie. They make some. Yeah, there's a lot of joking between the two about him being dead. And
Wearing a lipstick.
That's gotta
he's
be
putting on lipstick. Yeah, that was good. He's like looking like a little pale, and he's like smearing lipstick on him. That was pretty funny.
That's gotta be, I think, one of my favorite parts of the movie is the fucking corny jokes that they're making as he's a dead man walking around. Like, even himself, he's like, I'm dead. I got nothing left to lose. Like, some of the jokes that they do on that were absolutely on point. I liked it a lot.
So they track down to this like place in Chinatown. And this
the best scene.
this is what you watch this movie for, and it is. We've seen a lot of crazy shit, and this is right up there at the top. This is fucking fantastic.
Yes.
They're in there, and there's like this guy's. It's like a butcher shop. There's like a roasted pig over here. There's like roasted duck.
Tons of ducks.
There's like all these
chickens and heads and shit. Fish.
All this cooked food, yeah. And there's a guy with the meat cleaver, and he's chopping shit up. But then there's the old, like, he's the Chinese scientist, acupuncturist guy, or whatever he is. And they start to question him. He's like, what he says, he's like, "You don't know what death is." And he like hits the button, and they run out. And then like this thing starts shooting lightning. She starts shooting lightning everywhere, and all of the fucking butchered and cooked animals come to life.
It's fucking wild.
You've got the ducks start quacking and running around.
Head decapitated ducks with no lungs, right? Still just quacking.
Now, I will say one of my favorites, I assumed it was like a goose liver or something that just rolled off and it just flies into the dude's face.
Sticks to his face.
Alien versus fucking.
And then the whole roast pig attacks Joe Piscopo, jumps on him, and he's fighting off, like, he's fighting it. And he fucking eventually gets his pistol, puts it in his mouth.
Flies across the room. Dead.
Yeah, there's a part where like a chicken attacks one of them, and he like throws it off, and it falls into a sausage grinder.
Perfect fucking jump shot, straight up. You fucking bone right
and it's
there.
turning, and then these sausage come out. Like, oh, okay, so they are intentionally making
one in a million shot. Yeah.
And then the best part at the end of this fight, the freezer opens.
The cow. The headless,
it was a
organless
bull
cow.
Oh
Whatever.
my god, dude.
Cow carcass
threw me for a loop.
Waddles out, and it just like flops onto Treat Williams, and it's just sort of.
It's like
y'all were making fun of me, but the idea, like, because it was all fucking cut up and flapping open, and it was above him. I'm like, this thing's just gonna slurp him right up and just eat him up.
It can't
eat him into
what?
You
have no idea.
It doesn't have a stomach.
You know what? When I went into this movie thinking about what I'm gonna see, it can't was what I thought
just
about a Chinese deli.
It's a meat blanket
with everything coming up and the duck heads, the fish is flopping in the fucking ice. No, you won't tell about it. Can't. That whole scene was it can't. Meanwhile, it was absolutely worth watching. It was 1000%. That was awesome.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah. I couldn't. I'm a man with a lot of words, and I was silent just because I was flabbergasted at what I was. Yeah, I'm gonna say the F word. I was flabbergasted what I was watching take place. Just fish flopping in ice. You got a hog attacking a guy that's been cooked. That bull, see, we talked about the bull, but it didn't have no hooves. There was no head. It was just the remaining ice.
And the guy, and then Joe Piscopo is like shooting it. And it's just like, what? It's just
why?
There's nothing. There's no head. There's no internal organs. It's been stripped.
He hooked it.
And then he took a meat hook. Eventually he meat hooked it over. It reminded me of that fucking orgy scene in Society.
Yeah.
It's just like all this gory meat just flopping around.
And granted, this cop is already dead, so throughout these scenes, he's getting shot and just not dying, just like our robbers in the first scene. He's just getting shot and just not dying. And the female nurse doctor is like, "Oh, you've been shot." He's like, "Oh, I forgot to mention that," because he's already dead. I like those jokes a lot. I like those a lot.
Later on, he's having a gunfight with another zombie. They both have Uzis, and they're just standing there They're just
Shoot
like
each other for like a full
Yeah,
minute.
right. It's really funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I said, "Where's Bo T?"
Oh God, my head's still killing.
Oh, okay. So as the film progresses, the female from the farm from Haiti, not Hades, Dante's pharmaceutical. We find out that she is somehow in touch with
Vincent Price.
yes.
Oh yeah, Vincent Price is in this movie.
Yeah.
He's the old rich man that's behind this whole endeavor.
Yeah.
This it may not hit. He reminded me a lot of Mr. House from Fallout New Vegas,
Okay.
in the sense that he was kind of like this old benefactor that's dodging death. In New Vegas, he's kind of in like a Iron Lung sort of situation, but like his projection and his character felt a lot like Mr. House from New Vegas in the sense that he's trying to dodge death. He's been alive 200 years, whatever.
Yeah.
But that was what that character reminded me of. Meanwhile, it starts to unfold that she might be related. The very rude lady, the blonde lady from Dante Inc. We find out eventually is herself a zombie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'm skipping ahead.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because she's with Treat Williams. He is like. He's starting to look like Beetlejuice at this point, like you pointed out.
Yeah,
He definitely has
Beetlejuice
that look.
PD. Yeah.
And she takes a bath, and she's like in her towel or whatever, and she's like, "I lied to you. He didn't just help a girl. I actually died." And then she fucking starts to melt. Like, it's a good body melt scene.
It is.
Because like
It's a
whole
solid
half of
body
her,
melt.
it starts with her hand and then her arm.
Sharpened face.
Yeah, it kind of
Finally
starts on this side.
Start
And
to
then
finally see some boobies.
it ends with her fucking skull, like,
Upside
"I'm
down.
sorry, please
Yeah,
forgive
please
me." And it's
forgive
just like a fucking jaw moving.
I just thought it was crazy that those were her last words. Like some instance that only took place in the last like 6 hours, and that's her last words is "please forgive me" about lying, about knowing the guy who did all like that to me.
Yeah, and then at some point they split up in their search, and Joe Piscopo and the doctor lady just get murdered. We don't see they get murdered. Final scene, they're doing. I guess this old guy is trying to sell this to all these rich people.
Yeah.
He's trying to sell them on this technology.
He just wants half of their fortune.
Yeah.
It's half their fortune.
I think, but the thing is, like, he keeps saying, like, "Oh, you can live forever." He's lying because he faked his death. He's
Right.
not actually undead.
He had a double.
Yeah.
Right. He can only get them to live for half a day.
Yeah.
So he's kind of demonstrating this and telling them that they can live forever when they actually can't.
Right.
good old fashioned undead Ponzi scheme.
Right. So. But then, Treat Williams busts in on his motorcycle. He fucking flies through the front door,
God.
crashes into the door, and flies through.
Look, that cop in the other scene after that other fight, he's talking about, he comes out of the body bag all steamed up and stuff, and he's like, you have the beat cops talking about, stop right there, and he shows him his badge that was previously cut in half.
Yeah, he's half.
Oh,
burned.
Yeah, his half-burnt badge. He shows him, he's like, I'm a detective, I need your gun and your bike, and he's just, boom.
Well, we've been together.
So yeah, sorry, he runs through,
Yeah.
runs his bike. He hits the chain, doesn't send the bike through the front glass of that building, sends
It
himself.
stops it. The chain
The
stops
chain,
it.
and that's what I'm saying. I saw the chain, I'm like, that's going to stop anything, and then it did. I thought he was going to send the bike through the front glass, jump off, and do some cool. He's like, hell no, I'm not dying anytime. Well, I'm not dying anytime relatively soon,
This
Just
is
send
well before John Wick style stuff. was
Still
like-
never seen any of those movies.
Pretty sure I'm some shit for her.
Forgot what the fuck I was going to say on it.
Damn it.
At the end of the movie. Oh, they're just, it's an undead fight. They bring, so he's going to demonstrate the resurrection thing to the rich people, and the person they resurrect is Joe Piscopo. They killed him, and they bring him back to life. And he's like, oh, he's stupid now, and he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And we got some cheese sticks.
Oh, I got you want some of them
Oh,
cheeses?
wow.
I got
Oh, you got it. Whichever, doesn't matter. Oh, ranch. Yeah, thank you.
That's an extra charge. You better watch out.
Oh,
Stop.
God.
Good stuff. No,
Listen, I've always, this.
But
And-
yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna
He's-
demonstrate
We got his zombie cop buddies fighting each other.
yes.
temporarily. Yeah,
What? Yeah. What brought him back to his senses?
it was making crack. It was reminding him of the cracks they were making at the beginning of the movie about the lipstick and the
Yeah,
end
he's
of
like,
day
"Remember the
party.
lipstick? We're gonna have the end of life party.
We'll get real razzed up, and we're gonna get stoned, and there could be
And then-
chicks.
So they turn on the old preacher, doctor, bad guy, and he's like, "You can't get me!" And immediately just puts a gun out and shoots himself. And they're just like, I
What
lost
the
my
fuck?
Stole that from me.
Yeah, I think that was his
Yeah.
word too. Is he stole it?
So they put him back in they put him in the resurrection machine because they're so pissed, and then he comes back to life, and then they do it again, and it basically fries him, and he explodes, and it's just like a meat.
Yeah.
the whole machine explodes.
And then they walk away, making jokes.
Making
Mr. House
jokes
gets
for
away.
the next
Yeah.
hour or so, and then another dude's gonna live for like another 12 hours.
Yeah.
That's about it.
You know,
Yeah, that's the movie.
All right.
I was not within the first 30 minutes of that film. I was not expecting what would come in the next 60.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm glad for it. It was inexplicable. You know, if you had to predict an ending based on the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of that movie, you wouldn't have predicted what would come by minute 60. It was. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that
Yeah.
movie a lot.
Goes.
What's your rating? Yeah.
I would rate it. I would rate it 3 out of 5 buckets.
3 out of
3 out of 5. Yeah, it was. It wasn't overtly cheesy, corny. It wasn't poorly done. It was interesting. It was exciting. It was really off the beaten path. I feel like.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching it because it was. You don't know where you're going. I felt like it was. It was hard to predict. There were certain tropes. There were certain tropes that were kind of, you could tell, were part of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as where the movie ended and the twist, I can't complain at all. I enjoyed it.
I'd give this a 4, in my opinion. There's a blind buy, but I like the idea of kind of zombie buddy cop movie. It's just some kind of different, but to me, kind of still kind of kept it a buddy cop movie with not too much zombie stuff in it.
Yeah.
I guess. But I give this a 4 for my thing.
Yeah. I have to go 5 on this. I love this movie. I love buddy cop movies, and here's the thing: when Joe Piscopo disappeared, it just ended up, face down in the fucking aquarium.
Nobody.
They didn't. You didn't see any. You were just like, he's gone, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's fucking bullshit.
Yep.
But then they brought him back at the end as a zombie, and that kind of saved it for me because I was kind of annoyed at that.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, when there is a scene in it that is as good as that fucking butcher shop scene, that makes a 5. It makes a 5. Just that scene makes a 5. I'm telling you, man. It was that good. But the rest of the movie is also good. It's not like the rest of the movie sucked.
Right.
But when you have some of that level, that's a perfect movie.
That scene took a lot of effort to film.
It was incredible.
That must have taken a lot of work.
Absolutely incredible. Genius level.
Original idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fucking great. So
Yeah.
it's a 5 for me. 5 for me. Dead Heat.
Dead
Dead
Heat.
Heat,
That's the movie.
1988.
Or Heat Cop.
Heat Cop.
Heat Cop.
No, it's Dead Heat.
Oh, okay.
Heat Cop. That's a pretty good name too. Heat Cop. No, it's like a cop that can, he's like the Human Torch. Heat Cop.
Fucking
He
roast
can set himself on
Yeah.
fire and he hugs his enemies. Yeah.
I gotta burn all this cocaine.
Man who never needs a lighter.
Yeah, all right, there
All
you go.
right.
Yeah.
Cool.
A good movie.